Russell, Halle Berry, Steven Seagal, a network premiere movie event.
We're not gonna make it! You are!
Executive decision, CBS next Sunday.
It's all here.
Sometimes it's hard to know who's telling the truth.
What would happen if you broke a rule? Dad would hit me.
And who's not.
Did Alice ever tell you she'd been beaten? Alice lies.
And sometimes it's impossible.
We are done. No, wait.
All new Judging Amy, CBS Tuesday.
Monday, the madness hits The Late Show when Dave welcomes Antonio Banderas and Alicia from Survivor. And Wednesday, don't miss brand new stand-up from Jerry Seinfeld. Now your local news.
Now, the Hometown Advantage. KDKA TV News at 11.
Good evening, everyone. New developments tonight in the execution-style shooting death of Aliquippa police officer James Nime.
State police in Beaver County have released new information tonight about 2 more arrests in that case, bringing the total number of suspects now to 4. Early this morning, police arrested 24-year-old Derek Cotman and 23-year-old Russell McKenzie, both of Aliquippa, on weapons charges. State police are investigating tonight whether one or both of the semi-automatic handguns confiscated overnight at Cotman's mother's home could be the murder weapon.
Meantime, a sad day today as relatives, friends, and fellow law enforcement officers remember James Nime. A continuous line of mourners waited outside the Derrick Funeral Home tonight in Aliquippa to pay their respects to the fallen officer. More visitation hours and services are scheduled, and we'll go over those with you in just a moment.
In the meantime, KDKA TV was first to report last night that a second man arrested in the murder is not only accused of being the trigger man, but police also say he put out a hit list, bragging that Officer Nime, was the first and that more police would die. Jamie Brown of Aliquippa is charged with homicide and conspiracy. Police will say nothing more about the motive, but they do say they arrested Brown after getting information from a confidential informant. Another suspect, 18-year-old Darnell Hines, was charged on Friday.
And tonight, the community continues to mourn as flags in Aliquippa fly at half-staff and people place flowers in front of the police station.
Our Rebecca Hauer spoke to one man who is grieving not only for a fellow police officer, but also because the man he's remembering as Jimmy was his childhood friend.
Pittsburgh police officer Stephen Matakovich met Jimmy Nime when the two were just 13 years old. They both went to Hopewell High School, where Stephen says Jimmy was a strong, athletic kid, but never one of the bullies.
Jimmy was very non-combative. If Jimmy would rather sit down and talk to you and work out something and leave it at that, as opposed to being a violent person.
Stephen says he was on patrol when he got the call from another police officer that his longtime friend had been shot and killed in the line of duty. He says he was saddened and mostly shocked that anyone would have reason enough to kill a person like Jimmy.
He was the type of guy that would want to park and get out and walk and talk to people and shake hands and find out how people were doing and encourage kids to go to school or do something like that. Jim wouldn't be the type of person to be an aggressive style of police officer.
It's very coincidental that both Jimmy and Stephen grew up to become police officers. But now for Stephen, it's bittersweet. He just learned he would be promoted to sergeant the day after he found out about Jimmy's death.
You have to put everything into perspective, and you have to go about your job and set things beside.
And like the police officers who worked alongside Jimmy Nime, Stephen must go back out on the streets to serve and protect, even though the danger of his job now seems much more real.
It's a wake-up call for police nationwide when something like this happens, that it can happen to me, and especially when you know the person, you realize that it can.
And as Stephen accepts his new role as sergeant, he will no doubt carry with him the memory of an old friend who also wore a badge. Rebecca Hauer, KDKA TV News.
Now, additional viewings will be held Monday from 2 to 4 and 7 to 9 p.m. at the Derrick Funeral Home in Aliquippa in Beaver County. Tuesday morning at 9, a police memorial service will also be held at the funeral home. After that, a funeral mass is set for 11 o'clock Tuesday morning at Our Lady of Fatima Roman Catholic Church in Hopewell Township in Beaver County.
More law enforcement officers under fire in our area, but this time no one was hurt. Police say shots were fired in the Hill District last night at a Pittsburgh Housing Authority police car. No one was hit, but the car was left with a bullet hole. 3 juveniles were arrested in a nearby wooded area off Burrough Street. They're now at the Schumann Detention Center.
A veteran volunteer firefighter from Ross Township is being remembered as well tonight. 54-year-old Bob Winter of the Perrysville Volunteer Fire Company died Friday of cardiac arrest shortly after battling a fire. Bob Winter joined the company in 1964 and owned the Winsun Fire Equipment Company. The men and women he worked with are remembering him tonight as a brave man.
I think that makes it even tougher knowing that, for us that he was participating in firefighting when it happens. But for us, at least, we know that it happened doing something that he really loved. Firefighting was a very big part of his life. Bob was a great guy, a very lighthearted individual, had a big smile, had a very hearty laugh, and he was a lot of fun to be around. It was a tremendous asset to this organization.
Now, 2 viewings were held today, and more will take place on Monday from 2 to 4 and 7 to 9 p.m. at the Brandt Funeral Home in Ross Township. 2 more events at the funeral home include a special firefighters memorial service. That's Monday night at 7 p.m. and funeral services on Tuesday, March 20th at 11 a.m.
A firefighter in Clearfield County was hurt in a huge fire that swept through 2 downtown buildings in DuBois overnight. The buildings housed apartments where 4 people lived, as well as a discount store, an antique shop, and a diner. The firefighter was hurt when one of the buildings collapsed on him. He was released from the hospital today. Still no word on what caused that fire. Closer to home, yet another incident on the job leaves an iron worker in serious condition tonight. 21-year-old Aaron Kelly of Washington fell 30 feet from a construction site in Oakland this morning. Kelly works for Multi-Phase Construction, the firm working on Pitt's Peterson Event Center in Oakland. A spokesman for the university said Kelly was working on a steel girder when he fell.
An Amtrak train carrying 210 people derailed last night in rural Iowa, killing 1 passenger and injuring about 90 others. The California Zephyr began its trip out of Chicago several hours earlier, but ended abruptly near Nottoway, Iowa. Train wreckage stretched for about a quarter mile. The cause tonight remains under investigation. Relatives of Zephyr passengers can call Amtrak for more information at 1-800-523-9101. And coming up next, Navy divers race to avert an environmental disaster. An offshore oil rig threatens to sink. We'll see if their efforts will be soon enough.
And a story that's clearly nothing to sneeze at, as a woman claims her eyesight was restored by a severe case of sneezing.
And if you enjoyed the sunshine today, get ready to enjoy more of it tomorrow. Our countdown to spring will start with the AccuWeather 5-day forecast coming up in just a few minutes. I'll see you then.
When Jane Orey voted to let HMO bureaucrats make medical decisions that should be made by patients and their doctors, she wasn't thinking about our families. Jim Rooney will protect patients' rights.
It's time to stand up to HMO bureaucrats and return medical decisions to doctors and their patients. I'll take on HMOs and abusive health insurance companies that care more about the bottom line than caring for our families.
Jim Rooney. The difference is he puts our families first.
We got cars and trucks and SUVs. You can throw away those old car keys. Spring is here, fever's at its peak. So come on, we'll put you in the driver's seat.
It's the spring sales event. Get up to $1,500 in lease cash on 2001 F-150s and Rangers. Lease a loaded 2001 Ranger 4x4 XLT for just $199 a month for 24 months with $26.74 due at signing. See your neighborhood Ford dealer by April 2nd.
Gotta get a move on, cause these Fords will be gone.
What kind of beer you got? Food?
Anything else?
Haydn's Cello Concerto in C major.
Which performance? Gorski, Chianti, or Chin?
How's that possible?
Our jukebox is every performance by every artist of every piece of music ever recorded.
Could your business use the bandwidth to change everything? Ride the light. Quest.
I can get
more masking tape,
more concrete,
more plaster,
more of these.
I'll need more tools.
More lawn.
More of this.
Hey, neighbor.
More of that.
Maybe I can get 3 more feet.
I need a lot more tools.
When I go to Home Depot, I can save money.
Nuts.
And I can get more stuff.
lot more than I would have expected.
That's what I'm talking about.
This is why I go to Home Depot first.
The Home Depot, first in home improvement.
Live from Gateway Center, you're watching the Hometown Advantage, KDKA TV News. With Gabrielle DeRose, Don Cannon, and Jeff Frizella with your AccuWeather forecast. Now, get the advantage.
A meeting tomorrow will decide how search crews will proceed in the case of a missing Pitt student.
That search continued today without success for Justin Haydick. He disappeared last weekend in Morgantown, West Virginia. The 18-year-old Pitt freshman from Chambersburg was last seen bar hopping with friends who attend WVU. A Pitt ball cap thought to belong to Haydick was found near the Monongahela River, but so far, the divers have not found any sign of a body.
A multi-million-dollar settlement for the teen who suffered a severe brain injury in a BB gun accident. A federal court has ordered Kmart and Daisy Manufacturing to pay nearly $18 million to the family of 17-year-old Tucker Mahoney of Soulbury. Mahoney was shot in the head with a pellet from an air rifle. His lawyers claim the gun was defective because it appeared to be empty when it wasn't. Well, get ready to pay more to go to Penn State University. Room and board rates are going up 7.9%. That's about $195 a semester for the average student. It's the largest increase in the last 5 years. Universities adding 1,500 new dorm rooms, renovating residence halls, and installing new sprinkler systems. The standard rate for in-state students now is $2,650 a semester.
Now, the incredible story out of England where a 97-year-old woman claims she regained her vision after a series of sneezing fits. Well, Gladys Adamson had been virtually blind for nearly 5 years. She claims that all of that changed recently after a bout of severe sneezing. Gladys says it made her eyes water and her eyes began to sting, and that's when she realized she could see again.
If I'm still dreaming, but I know I'm not. So I just thank God for... He must have some work for me to do still. That's all I can think of.
Thank you.
A charity for the blind in London that's been helping Gladys Adamson for a couple of years says it has never known a case quite like this.
Well, the tourists are there, but the main attraction hasn't shown up yet. Legend has it the swallows return each year to Mission San Juan Capistrano in California in time for the Feast of St. Joseph celebrated tomorrow. So far, the birds, save for one, failed to return from their winter retreat in Argentina. Tourists today had to settle for a man in a swallow costume. Not quite the same.
They're stuck in the Fort Pitt tunnels, I think.
Probably.
Straight ahead tonight, fans say goodbye to the legendary founder of a 1960s pop group.
And Jeff Frizella has the AccuWeather forecast with a look at some great weather on the way.
Coming up Monday on the KDKA TV Morning News, starting at 5 a.m.
Let the debate begin.
Jane said that I'm politically naive, and actually, like most citizens, I'm very politically aware. We have a system that's not working.
I will reiterate, it is your political naivety. There's no question. And when you say you have no political background, you're in the political system.
We expect more lively conversation as state Senate candidates Jane Orey and Jim Rooney debate the issues before the special election. That's live in our studio at 6:20 a.m.
And then we're also going to take you to the place the Steelers call their second home, the UPMC Sports Center.
All this plus the latest overnight news, AAA traffic, and the AccuWeather First forecast.
Monday, starting at 5 a.m.
Travel provided by U.S. Airways, offering the only daily nonstop service from Pittsburgh to Frankfurt, Paris, and London. Fly U.S. Airways to Europe.
Ever wonder what McDonald's would do with a steak and cheese sandwich? Well, stop wondering and fire up your appetite. This baby's more loaded than a stretched limo. Steak, all nice and juicy. Tomatoes, lettuce, special Italian cheese, onions hot off the grill, a zesty Italian sauce, and an au jus mayo sauce that is oh so good. It's like going on a world tour of taste. So, you ready for a road trip? McDonald's steak and cheese sandwich. Give it a shot.
Introducing the 2001 Hyundai Accent.
Freedom is calling, yeah.
It comes with the freedom of the Hyundai Advantage, America's best warranty plan.
I don't have to worry about my car because I'm covered under the 10-year warranty.
And the Accent has the standard features you want. At just $9,394, the Accent GS adds up to a great value.
Freedom is calling, here I am.
Hyundai and the Jimmy Fund, helping kids fight cancer.
I wonder, does Brenda need a sweater?
I wonder if Sarah would like karate.
I wonder why I ever left the house.
Seasonal allergies can make you feel miserable. Only Once Daily Allegra has fexofenadine for long-lasting, non-drowsy allergy relief, so you can feel more like yourself again. For people 12 and older, side effects include headache, upper respiratory tract infection, and back pain. Call your doctor now for more information about Allegra and enjoy your world.
When you need an experienced leader, depend on Jane Orey. When you want the job done, call on Jane Orey. A veteran prosecutor, Jane Orey spent 10 years as Assistant DA and Deputy Attorney General. As our state representative, she's worked to create new jobs, businesses, and roads. An effective state legislator, Jane Orey has fought to cut taxes for our families and preserve the state tobacco settlement money for health care. A community volunteer, Jane Orey extends a helping hand to those in need. Experienced leadership, Jane Orey for State Senate.
Welcome back to KDKA TV News.
Emergency crews have kept a crippled oil platform from sinking off the Atlantic coast of Brazil, but there's more work to be done. Environmentalists had feared the platform would sink, releasing 400,000 gallons of crude oil and diesel fuel into the ocean. Crews last night pumped more than 4,100 tons of nitrogen into the waterlogged platform to make it float. Explosions and a fire aboard the rig Thursday killed at least 2 workers. 8 more are still missing.
The Space Shuttle Discovery is scheduled to leave the International Space Station in just a couple of minutes tonight. Part of the Discovery's work on the mission was to take out the trash. Astronauts spent several hours today loading a trash-filled cargo carrier into the shuttle's cargo bay. Meanwhile, Russia's Mir space station is preparing for its final trip back to Earth, and they're expecting quite a show. The station will return to Earth after 15 years in space, plunging, they hope, into the Pacific Ocean early Thursday. Now, pieces will crash into the ocean somewhere between Australia and Chile, if all goes according to plans. A tour group will go up on a plane 300 miles away, taking pictures as the station streaks through the sky.
Israeli Prime Minister Ariel Sharon is on his way to Washington for his first talks with President Bush. Before leaving Israel, Sharon told his cabinet that Americans agree peace efforts should not take place under the shadow of terror and violence. Meantime, Israeli and Palestinian security chiefs have met to discuss ongoing violence, but Israel says it's not a resumption of peace talks. Meanwhile, debate is set to begin tomorrow on John McCain's campaign finance reform bill. The senator says he believes he has the votes to get it passed. The Arizona Republicans' bill would ban so-called soft money donations. Another bill being pushed by Nebraska Republican Chuck Hagel would limit but not prohibit soft money, which refers to those donations from corporations, labor unions, and individuals that do not fall under federal limits.
The founder of the 1960s group The Mamas and the Papas has died. Singer-songwriter John Phillips died of heart failure at a Los Angeles hospital early this morning. His compositions, including California Dreamin' and Monday, Monday, helped earn the group a spot in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland. His daughters Mackenzie, China, and Bijou Phillips all followed John Phillips into show business. John Phillips dead tonight at 65. Now, only on KDKA TV, a first look at tomorrow's headlines in your Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Governor Tom Ridge and others are facing a backlash because of their tough stance on juvenile offenders. Hear what one leading child advocacy group has to say about that. Plus, a new contract offer, also involving Governor Tom Ridge, has state store employees fighting mad this weekend. You can read more about these stories in your Monday Post-Gazette. A classic novel unfolded on stage in Pittsburgh tonight.
Cyrano de Bergerac, the story of the romance of Cyrano, Roxanne, and Christian, took place at the Byam Theater. It's part of the Pittsburgh Cultural Trust's Live on Stage series.
And it's a reason for hope today at the Sheraton at Station Square. The event celebrates Brain Awareness Week, and it's devoted to caregivers, family, and friends coping with neurodegenerative diseases. Those interested could learn valuable information about Parkinson's disease, Huntington disease, Alzheimer's, Lou Gehrig's disease, and strokes.
And we'd love to know about your good news. Just give us a call at 412-575-2296.
Here's a hometown hello.
I am Carmen Banana, and I am here at the Schneider Downs Mid-Season Tax Aloha Party. We want to wish you a hometown.
And sticking with the Hawaiian theme, mahalo and aloha to you this evening. If you enjoyed the sunshine today, you're absolutely going to love tomorrow with much more sunshine on the way, and temperatures are going to be on the climb tomorrow afternoon as well. Wake up 25 degrees, so it will be chilly with some sunshine. For the lunch hour, quickly warms up to 42, and late day will top out in the lower half of the 50s, which is where we should be for this time of year. Right now, skies are clear. It's 33 degrees, humidity 51%. Wind is out of the north at 9. The barometer is rising from 30-40. The numbers for today, we topped out at 45 degrees late this afternoon, 26 this morning. Both are 5 degrees below the norms of 50 and 31. A look at temperatures in the area at this hour. Bridgeville is at 31 degrees. Newcastle in Lawrence County is at 28. Franklin is at 25. Indiana is at 32. Uniontown 29. And Morgantown, West Virginia checks in at 33 degrees. Well, check out the satellite, and it's really what you don't see that's making news tonight in our area. Not too many clouds around the area, tri-state region. Matter of fact, you can look several states off toward the west and see clear skies across Indiana and most of the state of Illinois. As you head into extreme western sections of Illinois, there are a few high clouds now beginning to move in. Those clouds, though, are headed well to our north. Looks like we're going to be in the sunshine tomorrow and then again on Tuesday with perhaps a few clouds in here on Wednesday. And it looks like our next chance for precipitation won't come until Thursday or Friday of the upcoming week. This is the way the setup looks on the surface map. Strong area of high pressure in through the southern Great Lakes. Not going to move a whole lot over the course of the next 24 hours or so. Watch this little circle here that follows the center of the high pressure. You can see between tonight and 6 o'clock tomorrow, it just moves maybe a couple of 100 miles, so it's still centered just off to our north. Lots of sunshine for us tomorrow, and temperatures are going to begin to moderate. As we saw earlier, today temperatures topped out in the low to mid 40s. Tomorrow we should top out in the low 50s, and we'll stay there through Tuesday, which, by the way, in case you haven't heard, is the first official day of spring. Now, in terms of that next weather system for us, there's a storm that could be moving up the coast later in the week. By Thursday morning, could be off the northeast coast. Right now, it looks like that particular system will throw us nothing but some extra clouds during the day on Wednesday and perhaps a chance for some slight precip on Thursday. So the AccuWeather forecast tonight calls for clear skies. It will cool off overnight with a light wind down to 22 for an overnight low. Then for tomorrow, mostly sunny, milder in the afternoon with a high temperature of 52 degrees. Then for tomorrow night, continued clear and on the chilly side down to 26, but right back up to 52 on Tuesday as we welcome spring at 8:31 in the morning. Wednesday, a few more clouds around. Temperature stays a tad bit cooler, 48 degrees. Then on Thursday and Friday, a little bit of a cool off, 42 and 40, with the opportunity of maybe a rain or snow shower on either of those days, but certainly enjoy tomorrow and Tuesday. Those are the kind of days that my grandfather would say to me, boy, go on outside and get the stink blown off you.
Okay.
Well, you could say that tonight, too.
Well, you're making lots of friends with that forecast. It's a good one.
Yes, it is.
I don't know if I've ever heard that, but okay.
Thank you.
There you go.
Plenty more to come.
Hang in there with us.
Carry a crowd in the average compact SUV? That's a laugh. But Dodge Durango is different. It gives you best-in-class seating for 8 with the available third seat. So getting all your friends in is an exercise in comfort, not comedy. Durango, different, and just right. 1.9 financing can save over $5,400 on Dodge Durango.
When we put the Giant Eagle name on any of our products, we're making a statement. We're telling you that they're as good as or better than the best-known national brands, and they must cost less. High quality and great savings, that's what you get. In fact, if you're not completely satisfied with our quality, we'll give you double your money back. Because we won't put our name on any of our hundreds of products until we're convinced they're the best on our shelves. It's that simple.
Now, here are tonight's winning lottery numbers. We hope you're a winner. And be sure to watch the live drawing of the Pennsylvania Lottery after KDKA TV News at 6.
When Jane Orey voted to let HMO bureaucrats make medical decisions that should be made by patients and their doctors, she wasn't thinking about our families. Jim Rooney will protect patients' rights.
It's time to stand up to HMO bureaucrats and return medical decisions to doctors and their patients. I'll take on HMOs and abusive health insurance companies that care more about the bottom line than caring for our families.
Jim Rooney. The difference is he puts our families first.
Why attempt to manage your life savings, investments, and assets if you are not a trained investment advisor? Trust the investment professionals of the Fragasso Group. We want everyone to reach their life's investment goals, from financial and retirement security to your children's education and finally a lasting family legacy. Whether you are a retiree or considering retirement, or a retirement plan trustee, the Fragasso Group can lead you to financial security and independence. Call for a free confidential analysis or information on upcoming financial education seminars. The Fragasso Group, we guide, you decide.
There's a place where quality, value, and low price come together. Right here in Toyota's remarkable Tacoma trucks. Start with Tacoma 4x2. It has the highest standard payload in its class and a history of higher resale value. For 2001, Tacoma is restyled and equipped with fuel injection, Toyota direct ignition, a full-size spare, and more. You can buy this Toyota for only $12,400. Toyota Tacoma at your Pittsburgh Toyota dealer. The first choice for quality and value. Here's Bob Papiani with a hometown sports advantage.
Well, Penn State proved during the regular season they could beat the best. They beat Illinois and Michigan State, both #1 seeded teams in this tournament. And earlier in the season on the road, they won at Kentucky. Today, they beat a team that was ranked #1 in the country for a 4-week span earlier this season, which means for the first time since 1955, they are going to the Sweet 16. Let's show you how they did it. Move over, Joe Paterno. Here comes Jerry Dunn. Although early in the game, the Heels had him back on their heels. Chris Lang with a miss. Cleaned up by Julius Peppers, 13-4. Size looked to be a problem for Penn State. Again, red-hot Peppers inside scores, 15-6. North Carolina by 9. Joe Crispin increased the tempo of the game. Nice penetration in the pass to Jossie Klein-Hurd. Crispin also had 21 points, 3 of them right there. Titus Ivory, a kid who dreamed of playing for North Carolina, also had 21. It's 27-24. They're down 3. Penn State's first lead. Klein-Hurd on the reverse, 30-29. Second half, after a steal, Ivory to Klein-Hurd. They're up 44-43. The big difference in this game, Penn State's defense. 18 steals in this one. One of them right here by John Crispin, Joe's brother. Nittany Lions up by 9 at 53-44. Then with 9:48 left, it's John Crispin again. This time he fires a bomb and he gets a 3 at 60-53. Carolina came back, they tied at 62 apiece. But watch little Joe Crispin. In the land of the Giants, he gets a putback off the glass, 64-62. And then Carolina up again by 2 until Ivory hits a trifecta right here, set up by Crispin at 69-68. Penn State. Tyler Smith then with a huge baseline shot. Penn State, impressive, 82-74 today, that final score. They will play Temple next, and this team is oozing with confidence right now.
I don't know. I guess I got a problem or something. I just don't get ecstatic about things. I mean, I really expected us to win that game. Coming in here, and even in the first 5 minutes, you can get a feel for a game, and I totally expected us to win it.
I talked to my younger brother this morning, and he said that they had been talking a little bit of trash in my Charlotte paper back home and saying that, you know, being recruited by Carolina, everybody has those glory stories. So I use that as a little momentum.
I guess the best way to sum it up is my father's carrying me, and I'm just along for the ride.
What a ride it's been so far. It's not over yet. This tournament, once again, is proving to be as unpredictable as the wind. 3 of the final 4 teams from 1 year ago have already been eliminated. Only Michigan State plays on. And as I said, next up for Penn State is Temple, which Penn State beat them, I should say, earlier in the year by 6. But that was when John Chaney did not have Quincy Wadley, who has been a difference maker. He was again today against Florida, eliminating the Gators. 24 points, 10 rebounds for Wadley. It's like a human highlight film here in this tournament so far. It was Temple's 9th straight win. He hits another one after a beautiful move right there. Wadley led the Owls to a huge 21-point upset of the Gators. He scores right here off the turnover, 75-54, that final score. The Kansas Jayhawks have averaged 27 wins a season in each of the past 3, but they could never get by the second round in the NCAA tournament. Last year, they were eliminated by Duke in round number 2. 2 years ago, Kentucky ousted them, and in '98, it was Rhode Island which gave Kansas the boot, also in round 2. But today, Kansas clicked their heels and then kicked some butt against Syracuse. And this is how they did it. They beat a zone defense. This is how you go. You look for the gap, and they found it right here. Drew Gooden inside to Nick Cullison. Again, nice ball move by the Jayhawks. Kenny Gregory inside beats the Orange. And And then they go over the zone with the alley-oop. Drew Gooden puts it down. 87-58, Kansas by 29. Orange crushed today. Illinois 79-61. They move on. Number 2 seeded Arizona over Butler today. Michigan State beats Fresno State 81-65. How about Gonzaga going to the Sweet 16 for the 3rd consecutive year? They beat Indiana State, and Ole Miss over Notre Dame 59-56. Well, the Pitt Panthers basketball season continues tomorrow night when Mississippi State comes to the Fieldhouse. This is a team that has beaten 3 teams who were in the big dance, including Arizona.
Mississippi State has the highest RPI rating for any team that didn't make the NCAA tournament. So this is a team that was probably the next team to get in when you look at the RPI.
This team is real big and athletic, and it's going to be a tough game for us, but we play that hard defense. We know we can play. It's going to be a tough one for them also.
Yeah, we really don't have nothing to lose. Nobody expects for us to be in the NIT or to go far, so we really don't have nothing to prove. We're just going to continue to show people that we belong here.
Well, down in Mexico today, the Pirates continue to have all sorts of pitching problems. Tampa Bay beat them 9-6, and perhaps this is a sign of things to come when they come north. In their last 7 games, Pirate pitchers have given up 57 runs. That's 8 per game. Tiger Woods remains the #1 player in the world. But over the last 12 months, Phil Mickelson has closed that gap a bit. During that time, Tiger has 7 wins. Mickelson has 4. He was in position today to make it 5. Final round of the Bay Hill Invitation, and Mickelson 4 back to start the day, but a very nice 66 to pull to within 1 shot of the lead. Then he went and took the lead right there with a birdie at 15. On 14, Woods moved into a tie. This is from a different area code. He put it in, and suddenly we have co-leaders. Woods went to the final hole needing a birdie. Arnie watching this one, or else we'd have a playoff with Woods and Mickelson. Tiger loves the challenge. He loves the attention. 15-footer for the win. His first of the year. He makes $630,000. We're down to the semifinals of high school hoops, and here we go. Wednesday in boys, Shenley George Junior Republic, Slippery Rock 7:30. Aliquippa Wilkinsburg Chartiers Valley 7:30 Wednesday. Also Tuesday, Duquesne Kennedy Christian CCBC Dome at 7:30. Girls, Oakland Catholic and Ambridge will play at the Palumbo Center at 8. West Mifflin, Indian Valley, St. Francis 7:30 on Wednesday, and at Tuesday it's Vincentian Carlinton also at the Palumbo Center at 6:30. And stay tuned, we have the #1 Cochran Sports Showdown coming up right after this broadcast. It's going to be a lot of fun. Everybody's revving up their vocal cords.
Okay.
We're ready.
All right,
Thanks,
thank you,
Bob.
Bob.
All right.
We'll be back after a break.
Legendary Jeep vehicles continue to receive more and more awards. Now it's time to reward you with the Chrysler and Jeep Rewards.